And I'm like, your waist?
Yeah. That's not what it was, teeny.
It is.
Welcome to another episode of the Nothing in Moderation podcast, coming to you live from the multi-million-dollar Nothing in Moderation studios.
Did you just cut out the whole preamble?
No. See, what happened is apparently it started recording further down, so I was cutting out a bunch of, there's nothing there. There was nothing recorded.
Oh, like it jumped to the 5-minute mark.
Yeah.
Hit start recording, but it didn't record anything for 5 minutes.
Basically, yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. So I had the marker. I had clicked somewhere around the 5-minute mark, and it started recording around there.
You set the 0 point wrong.
Basically, yeah.
Got it.
So, story of my life. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Nothing in Moderation. I am Mike, here with my best friend Travis.
That's me.
We are hanging out in the multi-million-dollar studio. Just shooting the shit. It's going to be hot in here tonight. I can already feel it coming. We turned the AC off, and I'm already sweating my balls off.
Florida had a sweet, frozen February day of 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
God, what a shithole this place is.
I mean, they don't even understand how hot it gets inside this dumpster.
Yeah. Well, it's a metal dumpster,
with a black roof.
With a black roof, and it conducts heat. That's basically all it does. Anyway, make sure you guys are checking us out on all of our social medias. We are at Nothing in Mod Pod, pretty much everywhere you need to find us or would like to find us. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and reviewing our podcast. It definitely helps us gain followers and gain traction and be seen by people other than our 12 friends that habitually download from each of their devices, giving us our combined 36 downloads every week.
How many stickers do you have left?
I've not done anything with any of the stickers, so I have 9 or 10 left.
So what do you think about handing out 5 stickers, one to each of the first 5 people that said something to us?
I can do that. The first 5 people can get a sticker. And if you want to check out the stickers, I definitely posted them on all of our social medias, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, so wherever you're checking us out at on social media, you can see the stickers there. First 5 people. Caller number 9. Come on down.
That's like 50% of our viewer base.
Yeah, that's basically. So basically, we're going to give them to people we would have already given them to anyway.
Right.
All right.
They just have to send in an idea for us to talk about or something as an exchange.
Yeah. That's how that works.
It's a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
If they send us in something, we'll send them a sticker. No?
I mean, yeah, it is a quid pro quo. That's what it is. That's how it works. You give me something, I give you something.
Wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What's going on, buddy? Anything cool?
No? Just gonna channel my old white man voice. Just living the dream.
Yeah. I'm not sure whose dream it is.
And
I'm sure somebody out there is like, they look at my life, they're like, man, what a dream. And I look at my life, I'm like, what a fucking nightmare.
yeah, well, I mean, we all have it a little better than somebody else.
Well.
When I was coming in the dumpster next door, there was a guy diving for sheet metal and stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't figure out all the equipment's in here.
That dumpster is gold because there's an AC company and a plumbing company. So they dump water heaters, they dump all sorts of shit. And he comes through here 2 or 3 times a day in his little buggy and picks up whatever he can.
The stolen Winn-Dixie cart.
I think it's a Ross cart. It's got a blue. It's that blue Ross color.
That's a long way from Ross.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he got it. I don't want to know. But he used to walk, and then he upgraded to a 3-wheel bike.
Nice.
But now he's back to walking with the buggy because the buggy gives him more space, I assume.
He just needs to hook the buggy to the bike.
He doesn't have his priorities straight. That's why he's diving in dumpsters.
Waiting to find a welder.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully one of these days.
Man, they threw away a perfectly good MIG-TIG stick machine.
That's not how that works.
Not usually.
Yeah. Usually if you come across one of those, they didn't throw it away.
Right. New guy got fired over it.
Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. How you get fired on your day off? For stealing a welding machine.
I'm going to tuck my shit in.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of ideas.
Where the fuck? We are off the rails already.
It's okay. there's a bunch of ideas already on here, and I don't even know where to start because they're all over the place. I mean, one says ghost rape.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one.
It's really not that bad. I mean,
I do want to talk about because we're both devouring sugar-free Red Bulls currently.
we are.
So I would like to talk about my days eating mini thins
Okay.
when I lost a bunch of weight.
The first time you lost a bunch of weight,
First time
you found it again?
Yeah, I found it. I definitely found it again. You know, way because like I used to work a night shift in a hotel, and it was when you're 18 to 25, you're trying to live a double life.
The perfect time to take mini thins.
Yeah, basically. So I'm working all night, but I need to be awake all day because I got other stuff to do. I'm working. I'm trying to go to school, and ephedrine is still in mini thins at the time. And I start out eating 2 or 3 a day, and eventually I graduate to a 6-pack every night of like the mini thins, and then I just started buying the bottles, and I'm eating 6 or 8 a night.
That's not good.
I lost like 35 pounds because I was only eating once. Because you can't eat. You throw up whatever you put in your stomach after you take an ephedrine. For me at least, I threw it right back up. So I'm eating once a day and then taking ephedrine and going to work, staying up all night, staying up all day.
Well, I mean, stimulants are going to be appetite suppressants anyway.
Yeah.
They're also going to get everything in your body moving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how strong the mini thins were. I remember when they were popular because I took Ripped Fuel in high school back when it still had ephedrine in it before they came out and found that fen kills everybody apparently.
Yeah. Well,
But you can still buy it at like if you go to a diet clinic or whatever, they have someone will write you a script and it's called phentermine. And I was taking it for a while as I was trying to adjust to a day schedule instead of a night schedule, and because I was also trying to lose weight and suppress appetite and stuff like that. And the first time I took it, it is much stronger than any amount of caffeine or any of the pre-workouts or anything like that I took. And because it was a time-release capsule, I could feel my ups and downs. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm sweating and it's 60 degrees out. And then it slowly comes down and you're like, oh, okay, I feel better. And then all of a sudden you're going back up on this sweating rampage and there's icicles everywhere.
Yep.
And you quit. Well, I don't know about you. I tend to quickly build up tolerances to things anyway, like painkillers and everything. And when you forget that you took that in the morning because you're on a down, and then you drink an energy drink and you have one of those moments where you think you might need to go to the hospital.
yeah, never gotten that far.
Oh, it's a little scary. I mean, I think I told you when I was real big into working out like 6 days a week and stuff, I was always dosing heavier on all the pre-workout stuff than you're supposed to. And I tried a new one, figured, oh, well, it says recommended dose, 1 scoop for inexperienced, as much as 2 for anyone who's regular. And it was new.
Yeah.
Did 2 scoops and I legitimately was like tingling and having heart palpitations. And I'm at the gym and I'm like, I think I need to go to the hospital.
Oof.
But
bad times.
I didn't go because,
because
dumb. I just wrote it out.
Why would you go? You're a real man.
Right.
The,
Real dead guy in the gym.
I took the original Jacked pre-workout.
The Jack 3D or Jack.
Whatever it was. The one that was 1 molecule off from methamphetamines. I took that one before they banned it and had to reformulate it or whatever. I didn't have that happen, but I used to take, when I was working out a couple years ago, I would take 2 scoops of C4.
Right.
Pretty much. God damn it. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm a little loud. I'm going to whisper now.
Just so none of the listeners can hear, you're a little loud.
Am I a little loud? Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry, folks. I'll have to cut that part out. But I would take like 2 scoops of C4 and go to the gym, and it got to the point where I was mixing like 2 scoops of C4 with like 4 ounces of water, where the recommended mix is 1 scoop with like 6 to 8 ounces of water. So I'm basically drinking C4 syrup and then going to the gym. I've gotten a little smarter now, and I take a higher quality pre-workout with less bullshit in it that,
The stuff you don't buy at Walmart.
Yeah, basically. So, well, and at the time, C4 wasn't Walmart yet. Like, they hadn't sold out completely, so you still had to get them from like GNC or bodybuilding.com or, a local store if you had one. But I specifically like I take a higher quality one with no bullshit in it.
Right. When I was in high school and I was taking Rip Fuel, I guess the term is body dysmorphia. I thought I needed to lose weight. I thought I needed to lean out, but I was all of 165 pounds and 6 feet tall anyway.
Yeah.
And I would take Rip Fuel and I'd go out, and the coach had us do, it was like, all right, take your resting pulse rate, now run a lap, which is a quarter mile, and take your pulse rate again. Just, because they're teaching you all the health and fitness stuff.
Yeah.
And I took my pulse rate after a lap and it's like 220.
Oof.
And the teacher's like, you need to lay down.
No.
So
take more Rip Fuel.
I mean, that's typically a very high pulse for anything. Then there's the time when I don't know if you remember the energy drinks Bookoo.
I don't think so. No, it doesn't. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember like trying it or anything like that.
Well, they're like 24-ounce cans, I think.
Yeah.
And they're like camo colored, but always bright colors, kind of like a Four Loko can.
Okay.
And they were heavily caffeinated, and they had like 2 or 3 flavors, and one of them was sugar-free, and I tried to avoid the sugar.
Yeah.
And my buddy bought a flat of them, so like a case, and I had already, I was drinking one, and he showed up with them in the back of the car.
Oh, no.
And he asked me if I want another one. I said, sure, man,
Absolutely.
They're good. So this is a Friday night in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I've been up since like 6 a.m. It's 11 o'clock at night on a Friday, and I've got to go into work the next morning, and I finished the one I had. I drink another one, and then he doesn't want the rest of his, so I drink like half of his. So I'm 2.5 deep, not even thinking about it. And I didn't go to sleep until like 1 p.m. the next day. And so I looked it up because it's been discontinued.
Yeah.
And they're 360 milligrams of caffeine per can.
Okay.
So that's whatever that works out to. It's over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine.
360 each.
Yeah, 360 each is 720. Oh, okay. So it's shy of that because it's 180 plus whatever all that shit is.
Yeah.
It's 900 milligrams of caffeine that I had in the course of like 2 hours. And I tried to look up what the maximum daily recommended amount is, and it's like 400 milligrams of caffeine for a healthy adult.
For the day.
Right. And then I looked up the LD50, which is lethal dosage for 50% of the population, and it's much, much higher. It's 150 to 200 milligrams per kilogram of body weight.
Oh, so you've got...
So I'd have had to been like 15,000 milligrams to kill myself-ish.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
I'll have to do the math on that one, so I make sure I cut my Red Bull off right before that every day.
You'd be so sick from drinking.
I actually am to the point where like I don't, they don't taste as good. So like I got to back off of them. They just, it's almost like there's, I don't know, they're just gross. I would like to get back into drinking Four Lokos though.
Oof. God. We brought that up this weekend. Our buddy Matt from Putnam County came down to visit, and I was asking if he'd ever tried Four Loko, and he said no, and we were going by the liquor store, and I was like, well, I'm going to buy you one.
Oh, no.
And the guy at the liquor store and I get along really well, and he's like, why are you guys even looking at that?
Imagine that.
Right? He's like, why are you guys even looking at Four Loko? And I'm like, oh, we're telling our buddy about it. He's never had it. He goes, aren't you guys in your 30s? What the hell do you need Four Loko for? You're not homeless.
That's true.
And I was like, yeah, well, and I was explaining to Matt the math on it. We used to do the Four Loko challenge in our 20s.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 2 Four Lokos over the course of an hour. And you have to finish them both, and you're not allowed to puke, or pass out or any of that stuff. And it works out to roughly a 12-pack of beer in an hour. And Matt's like, oh, my sister used to say she could drink like 4 in a night. And I was like, no, she can't.
There's no way.
No. But Louis was the man.
Yeah.
Because
they'll get you shithoused real quick.
In one night, he drank, we were doing a Four Loko challenge. He drank the first one in the first 5 minutes.
Jesus.
Just like crushed it and cruised for the next 40 minutes to finish the second one. Nice and easy.
That's a smart way to do it.
So I think he's somewhere, he would remember, but he's like somewhere around 46 minutes as the Four Loko challenge ruler.
That's not too bad. I think I've tried it a couple of times when we lived together, and I could never make it. I could never even make it past the first one because they were just so disgusting.
They're way too sweet.
God, and I'm talking like the original Four Lokos before people started murdering other people on them, not via vehicular manslaughter, like just going nuts from drinking Four Lokos. So.
Yeah, we used to do a bunch of nothing in moderation, but we used to do a bunch of stupid shit. We did the Jager Olympics. Yeah. That was another thing the guy at the liquor store brought up. He goes, yeah, I had some guy in his like 40s in here the other day asking about where the Jager was. And I looked at him, I'm like, you're not in college. What are you worried about drinking Jager for? And you know, you weren't around at the time, but Jager Olympics was everyone who participated, and it was the childhood friends. It was like me, Maddie Cakes, Louie, Frankie. We each brought a spotter, so someone to take care of you. And the rule was you bring your own bottle of Jager, whatever size you think you can drink in a night. You bring your own energy drink, and at 9 p.m. we do a Jager bomb, and every 15 minutes we do a Jager bomb until there's one man left standing or who has not vomited.
Okay.
It was a terrible, terrible night.
I bet.
Did not want Jägermeister ever again or since.
I can't, like, I used to drink a lot of Jager, and I just can't imagine drinking. Like, the guy at the liquor store is absolutely right. Like, you are not in college anymore. Just don't even bother with the Jager.
A liter of Jager later.
Gross.
Yeah. One of the few times I've ever had an upchuck incident from drinking.
Good old upchuck. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever done. I didn't do the Jager Olympics with you guys. We did I've done the Four Loko. Tried to do the Four Loko challenge, and I've tried to do the Iron Man challenge, or the
Mega Man.
The Mega Man joke. Yeah. With the 2-liter mugs you had for the kegerator.
Right, you have to drink 2 of them or whatever.
But you only ever had fucking Yuengling on tap, so
headache beers, you and Mike called it.
Things that make you go bleh.
I don't know. I still think it's one of my preferred. If I'm out somewhere and nothing sounds unique or appealing, I'm just like, I'll have a Yuengling.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Did you watch the Super Bowl at all?
You know, I'm a Patriots fan, so you know, my team wasn't in it for, you know, one of the few times in 10 years or whatever it is, but I didn't. I was kind of torn. I wanted Jimmy Garoppolo to win a Super Bowl. I thought that'd be really cool for him to come out from behind Brady and go and lead another team to the Super Bowl. And San Fran did really good this year. And
he probably would have if he'd been the quarterback for Kansas City.
Right. And Mahomes did a good job.
Mahomes boy.
Yep. But I didn't get to watch it. I know there's controversy about the halftime show. Ashley showed it to me afterwards on YouTube, and I didn't really understand the give a crap.
And I still haven't actually watched the halftime show. I just know that from what I've seen, the majority of people complaining are your Karens, and your Steves.
Did those people care last year?
No, they did not.
Well,
so
the controversy is about that it was provocative and they're sexy women or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the guy last year, I mean, was walking around shirtless, and from my perspective, I can consider that as a sexually charged situation. Yeah. I mean, he's a well-built guy, so I don't really see the big difference.
He's cute or whatever.
I mean, is it any different than the Olympics?
No, probably not.
I mean, are they wearing more or less clothes than the Olympic volleyball players and the swimmers?
Probably about the same amount. So what's weird is I don't think, I think we've just reached that point in our society where all it takes is 4 people being outraged on Twitter and one of 700,000 people seeing this one person and saying, fucking look, everybody, this person's outraged. And then everybody's outraged. Nobody's actually outraged. There's like 4 people that were actually mad about it. Probably the same 4 people that were mad last year, too.
I wonder if it's the same people that cared about seeing one of the Jackson's nipples during a halftime show.
Probably.
Although Twitter wasn't around then.
The Twitter wasn't, and that's the other difference. Twitter was that's actually, I've maintained for several years now that people are no more or less shitty now than they were 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Our access to the information about them being shitty, it's easier for us to see it now. I can see that you're being shitty no matter where I live.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a platform.
Yeah. Well, and whereas, like, 20 years ago, if you were a piece of shit, your local community may know.
Right.
But it's not going to travel much outside of there because there's no way for it to.
That's one of the things I bring up about when they talk about how bad crime's getting or how bad violence is getting or anything like that.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you didn't have the access to information that you have, which is what you're describing.
Florida Man didn't exist 20 years ago.
Right. It existed in Florida and maybe into some of the surrounding states, but for the most part, news was a local thing, and it was actual news. And, if you look at the FBI's reporting of universal crime statistics and stuff like that, it'll show you what the actual trends are because all the law enforcement agencies funnel anything that falls in that category to them anyway. But now we can see it all, so we think the world's such a worse place. And like the mass shooting stuff, and I don't want to get too far into that.
We won't.
But using the definition of what it is and how accessible that kind of information is now, you can say, look how many more there are now than there were 30 years ago. But that doesn't mean that there were less 30 years ago. It just means you had access
Yeah.
To less information,
Means that
potentially.
we document them now, whereas we probably didn't back then, or if we did, it was only locally, not on a national or federal level. So I think that the Twitter running with 4 people being outraged then opens up for more people to say, yeah, you know what, that was kind of shitty. I didn't like that, and then I'm going to join in and I'm going to be outraged too.
Well, and I think there's manufactured outrage, and I think that's part of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we see it with all the political stuff going on right now in the country. Both sides will feign outrage about nothing.
Yeah.
I can't believe this person said blank. Okay, well, the person that you're supportive of said blank, so how is that any better or worse or different? Well, I'm outraged at this person. Don't worry about this person.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then it's not a moral standpoint.
No,
you're not having a ground to stand on. You're saying, I have this opinion so long as it's who I support or who I don't support. Yep. But
so
you brought up the Super Bowl thing.
Sorry, let's get back to
tangents.
Yeah.
But I think in the notes it says something along the lines of there's a Christian group suing the NFL over the halftime show because of how blatantly hellbound the performance was, and them having had to see it may result in them going to hell, or multiple people going to hell over it.
Is that how hell works? Like, I don't know. I honestly, I don't have a clue how any of that shit works. I've never actually read the Bible.
It depends on what time frame you're from, because there was a portion in time where the Catholic Church used to charge people money to get their family members out of hell.
It seems like a pretty solid business model.
Yeah, well, that's why they're the richest organization on earth.
It's true.
But
it's true.
But I think the group is suing the NFL for something like $864 trillion with a T dollars. And I know you guys can't see the look Mike's giving me. He's looking at me like that's a made up number.
It is.
Well, I mean,
it's about how much the country's in debt. So hopefully they're going to give back some of it to us to get us out of debt. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but I mean, $1 trillion?
Yeah, with a T.
Like that's
in Travis.
Yeah.
Travesty.
Travesty. It's a travesty that they're doing.
It is a travesty. I see what I did there.
Yeah, I think it says Christian group claims seeing halftime show will send them to hellfire.
Well, with any luck, yes, it will. I hope that's where they end up. I'll see y'all there.
Crazy people. Because you done watched it too.
Jesus, man. I don't understand people. Or religion, obviously.
Well, clearly you don't understand how not to go to hell. You got to pay for it.
Yeah. Do you? I wonder what it costs. Like, what does hell cost?
I think getting into hell is cheap. Because it's not expensive to screw up.
Well, I mean, it can be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the rules.
That's Bernie Madoff.
Who?
I don't know.
Is that a finance guy or is that a Christian guy?
He's one of the finance guys.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where I was going with that. I'm so.
Ask Warren Buffett.
Yeah, I'm so out of it today. I can't keep up.
So we're babysitting a dog again.
Oh, no.
I know. Dog news is all the rage between the two of us recently, and we have a family member that's from out of town, and he's got some stuff going on. He asked us to take care of the dog while he's gone, and Molly's like an 11-year-old mix, sweet dog, whines a lot because she's separated from.
It's like you.
Yeah, I whine a lot when I'm separated from my dad.
Yeah.
But I mean, super low maintenance. When we took her home last time, we drove her, it's like an hour and a half away to his house, and we brought her up there and walked her up to the door and took her inside. She walks in maybe 6 steps, plants her butt on the ground, and instead of scooting, she literally spun in a 360 around where her butthole planted. Not even like scooted in a circle, but just like one of the seals in the GIF where it just spins in place.
That's awesome.
And we're just watching her, and she does a 360 and then stops and looks at him and does another one. I was like, what is she doing?
Nice.
That's awesome. Not even cleaning. Is it just itchy or happiness?
Yeah, it's happiness.
Is it?
Yeah, my aunt has Jen's aunt they have a dog that it does like a little show at dinner time where like it sits up on its behind like on its butt and then like does like a little dance and spins around and then they feed it dinner. It's the most adorable shit ever.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cat? I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, 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 and I dance, dance, dance.
This is out of control.
You've seen that, right?
I have not.
Oh, my. I'll show that to you when we get done.
All right. Yeah. I'll have to check that shit out. So I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna be making some upgrades to the studio coming up.
Just got this whole multi-million-dollar studio finished, and we're gonna renovate already.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd like to get us into a space that's more climate controlled for the summer. So give us a little more room. I think we want to add a video component to it. So get some live streaming going on inside the dumpster. Yeah, might be able to do some Twitch and stuff at some point, which would be kind of cool. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. But I want to get all that taken care of. It's going to be trying to find do it as cheaply as possible. So I'm keeping my eye out for used things. So if you see used windows or doors or wood, let me know. I'll go pick it up in the truck. We've spent all the grant money on Red Bull. Yeah, basically. Wait, you got grant money? Isn't that how we paid for the studio? Oh, no. I didn't get any grant money. What did you do with it all? I spent it on Red Bull. God damn it. I mean, energy drink. It's a good investment. It's a good investment. I like it. Got to fund the Amsterdamese. What are people from Amsterdam called? Amsterdamians? That's not Holland, right? I don't know. Okay. I couldn't point to it on a map. Could you point to the Ukraine? Probably not. So that's because you don't have a master's in European studies. That's true. If I did, and I could, or if I did, I would assume that I could. Just point to Bangladesh. Oh no, they're right next to each other, right? God damn it. Just in case anyone's wondering, they're not. They are not. I guess I don't know. I don't actually know. Just rely on me. Pretty much. Got it. So I have an ever evolving playlist for my gym stuff. Like your workout jams? Yeah, my workout jams. And is it like all jock jams from the early 2000s? No, it is all the most terrible of rap that you can ever possibly imagine, and then some of the most mainstream rock you could imagine. And so you got like some AC/DC on there? No, nothing that old. Nothing that old. No, yeah, no. So you got some sweet Nickelback and Creed? No Nickelback. I've got there's a couple Slipknot songs I got, a couple Rage Against the Machine songs. A little bit more upbeat stuff. Yeah, but other than those two, I think that's all the rock I have on there. It's all like Gucci Mane and the fucking who else? Like Trick Daddy. Okay, I mean even Trick Daddy's now at this point like a 15-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old. Yeah, Trick Daddy's like 50-something years old. Shit's wild. Back in the days. Yeah, when there wasn't no AIDS. There wasn't no AKs. Just afros and braids. Wasn't nothing for a boy to get a straight fade. Okay. We're going to get... But not no mo. Just twist up the fro. Let it lock and grow. All right, I'm done. Sugar, water, and a mayonnaise sandwich. Yep. But, so those are the jams that you have on there. But is there any song that you can think of that, as a whole, whether you're a rap person or a country person or a rock person, that it is the song that everybody who hears it is like, yeah, I'm kind of pumped up about that? Eminem, not Lose Yourself, maybe Lose Yourself. The one that he did at the Oscars or the Grammys this weekend? No, I don't think so. That's the one he did with Elton John, right? Well, he may have performed more than once. Ashley told me it was whatever song he did from 8 Mile. Yeah, it's the 8 Mile song. Okay. I don't think it may be Lose Yourself. I don't know. Apparently that didn't go over well. People are like, the song's 15 years old. Why is he playing it? You have a new album that just came out. Because he's Eminem and he doesn't do anything new. He does what he wants. Yeah, what he wants, quote unquote. So you guys can just lie to me to get me here, sit me next to Britney Spears. Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, if he'd done that, that would have at least been funny. Right. Although I don't think Britney would have been there, so it would have been hard to point to her like he did at the MTV Awards when all that happened. So you think that's one of the songs that anybody who hears it? Absolutely. You think Mosh is kind of the same way? To a certain, I think Mosh is more directed towards like you probably got to be an Eminem fan for Mosh to know he's ripping on W. Yeah. Well, and a lot of other people in that song. The one of the ones for me is Walk Flock Flame Hard in the Paint. Like I probably have to hear when Hard in the Paint comes on, like I'm ready to throw down, like start throwing bows. You think you are? Well, and then there's the song about throwing bows. There is the song about throwing bows. The Move Bitch Get Out the Way would probably be another one that would get people hyped up. Can you think of anything rock and roll? No, but like Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Yeah. It's in like every movie montage ever. Yeah, especially football movies. Probably your classics like that. The what else is like I almost said Pour Some Sugar on Me. I don't know why that popped into my head. It does not get me hyped up. And it was what's the other Def Leppard song that's super other?
I am not a Def Leppard person.
I'm not really either. So.
I know in old school they played Battery by Metallica, which is the old school faster paced stuff, and it was very surprising to see that in the movie because it's one of the ones that doesn't start off slow and build. It just is fast. I don't know about you, but for me, some of the DMX stuff that was big hits, it's like you can't listen to that and not feel like pumped.
Yeah.
You know, not the Where My Dog's At one, but like the Up in Here.
Yeah.
And X Gonna Give
Y'all
It To
Gonna
You.
Lose Your Mind.
Yes.
Or Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind. Yeah, that one. I was just looking at like Spotify because that's what I use mostly, and I just looking at some of their playlists. I just typed "hyped up," and they're mostly hip hop, and also most of these songs would not hype me up. So
got some Macklemore.
Yeah, like Post Malone. Who? Your stinky uncle that comes to the barbecue that you don't actually want there? Man, what the fuck?
Quote unquote uncle.
Yeah, quote unquote uncle. You're basically it's your cousin, but he's
the first boyfriend you ever had.
He's old and he's old and useless. So we call him your uncle.
If he was pre-Malone,
fucking Posty.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't listen to enough rock to like. I think Chop Suey from System of a Down probably gets people, I would guess, going. I don't really listen to a lot of rock, man.
That's true.
I am terrible at rock.
And you don't want to be sad like a Perfect Circle or Tool or something.
No,
those are not hype
like.
songs.
And the only Tool song that I know is "Sober."
Yeah, that's not going to be.
That's not going to get anybody hyped up.
Not hyped up about lifting weights or anything.
Mm-mm. No, I couldn't even put "Sober" on my gym playlist.
You just have to go and sit.
Yeah, I could listen to it between sets maybe.
What about some Tech Nine? Like the Midwest Choppers or something like that.
Midwest Choppers was on my playlist for a long time, but I think that's one of those things that you got to know Tech Nine to be able to find it, I guess. Like, if you don't know Tech Nine, you're not going to immediately listen to that and be like, start jumping around and shit. Like I wish see. This is why we need to do this is why. God damn this mic.
Yeah, nobody could see Mike bouncing around in his chair, swinging his hands.
Video component, so I'm in the club throwing bows, beating up bitches.
You just got to listen to the song "Titties."
What?
You haven't heard that? It's a collab with, I think it's a Chris Calico and Tech Nine.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
I'll play it for you.
Yeah, you'll have to afterwards because we can't play anything on the podcast because
you just disconnected your phone.
Well, it's not even that.
We'll get sued.
There's they like YouTube especially, like they've had the technology for a while, but Google's starting to use it now where like they're crawling podcasts, the audio, and listening for copyrighted shit and making you pull it down. So it's not even worth it to bother trying.
If you're not monetized, why would it matter?
Because everybody wants their monies. So I hear you. I'm just, it is what it is at that point. It's real hard to try to play any sort of, like if we're doing something live, I think it changes things a little different, or it changes things a little different. I don't know why I said that.
You just do what everyone on Facebook does. It's like, hey, come talk at your girl, and I don't own the rights to any of this music.
Sweet Jesus, that is the most annoying fucking thing ever that people put on there. We get it. You don't own the rights to the Cardi B. We understand.
But that's the workaround to not get that stuff
No, it's
down.
not. That doesn't.
That's what they think.
That's what they think, but it doesn't work that way. I'm here to tell you that's not how that works. It will still get pulled down eventually.
Facebook no care.
Facebook no care.
They only care if you say fucking white people.
Pretty much. If you say fucking white people, they're ready to punch you in your shit. So we got Valentine's Day coming up.
Oh boy.
So Valentine's Day it can be very excessive.
It's a merchant holiday where you're supposed to put yourself into crippling debt to show somebody that you love them.
Christmas?
Yeah, like that. Except this is very specific with your significant other.
Very specifically. And like I participate, and what's the most elaborate thing you've done for Valentine's Day?
I have no idea. I don't have an elaborate thing. I saw that you had put this in the notes, and I was trying to think about it, and I don't feel like I've ever really gone above and beyond for anyone for Valentine's Day, mostly because I didn't care. Yeah. And even fair. For the people that I did care about,
they didn't care.
Well, they do. I mean, everybody likes the things.
Sorry.
No. But, I mean, Ashley, I mean, Ashley even likes flowers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but she
Really?
sees it as she's like, I'm a girl. All girls like flowers. She's like, it just doesn't need to be on specific days. Just do it because you want to do it.
Sure.
But, you know, like, even we've talked about this with Christmas and stuff. We're kind of at a point in our lives where there's nothing you need to get anybody. Because if you want something, you go and get it. And with Ashley and I, Valentine's Day is kind of just one of those Hallmark holidays that we're not super worried about.
Yeah.
I mean, I've bought her something for symbolism or whatever, but I'm not going to go out and buy her like $1,000 in jewelry or you know, flower petals to the tub or anything like that.
Oh,
I mean,
you did that for me the Valentine's Day we lived together.
And then I left the Christmas tree in there.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
but I can tell you the Valentine story that stands out the most to me. I didn't have a girlfriend, and there was this girl, Christine, that I had been friends with for a while, and she didn't have a boyfriend, and we just said, hey, since neither of us have a Valentine, do you want to be each other's Valentine, and we'll get each other something. And we both thought it was a good idea. Well, I talked to her friends.
Until you got her edible underwear.
Hang on.
Oh, oh no, I was just joking.
So I asked her friends, because we have the same circle of friends, you know, the girls, and like, what do you think Christine needs? And they all thought it was funny to say a vibrator.
Okay.
Because Christine, you know, she doesn't have a boyfriend and this and that. And I'm like, okay. So I went out and I bought her a vibrator.
Oh, no.
But I also bought her like a little teddy bear. Of course. You know, like a $10 teddy bear.
Because with every vibrator, you need to send a teddy bear along.
You have to be able to hide it.
Yeah.
This is my stealth item.
Oh, no.
But no, so I got her the teddy bear, and we exchanged Valentine's Day gifts at a fairly public setting, like at the same house everyone kind of always met at and partied at. And she was embarrassed as could be. And I had completely forgot about this. And when I went to go visit my sister in Chicago, Christine lived fairly close. So she came and hung out, and we all went out and did, you know, drinking and partying and stuff. And she brought it up. And she's like, do you remember that Valentine's Day where you and I were each other's Valentines? And I said, yeah. And she's like, do you remember what you got me? And I was like a teddy bear or something. She's like, you also got me a vibrator. I was like, oh, that's funny. And she goes, well, I was so mortified because I had never had anything like that. She's like, I immediately went outside and threw it in my spare tire well in the trunk. She's like, and completely forgot it was there. She's like, you know, you have to figure I was like 20 years old and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's cool, whatever. She's like, well, so I trade the car in like 4 years later. And then I get a call from the dealership. Like a week after that, they're cleaning the car and detailing it and stuff. And they tell me what they found in the trunk and ask me if I want to come get it.
That's mortifying and funny all at the same time. And I can't imagine being the guy at the dealership and being like, let's call this girl and see if she knows she left her vibrator behind.
It's still in the packaging. So it's not like it's just... I mean, hey, we found some of your personal belongings in the trunk. Do you want to come and get them? They seem pretty personal. And then she probably remembered what it was. And
it's not love notes from, you know, from previous boyfriends or something. It's a fucking vibrator.
But how great of a long con is that I didn't even plan?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's funny that the way that worked out is perfect. It's the way everybody hopes it worked out. And I am actually kind of sad because I didn't have. I have like Jen and I's first Valentine's Day together. I went all out.
You spent all the rent money?
No, I wait, no, I was living with my other guy in Orlando, not you. He got paid his rent on time every time.
Stack of 20s to the face.
Yep. But like I worked for the cab company at the time, and like so we went to dinner at some fancy Italian place downtown that's like 6 or 8 tables total, you know, in the whole deal. And it's like right in the middle of downtown Orlando. And then we went to Disney to watch the fireworks.
Okay.
But the way it ended up working out, I had to take a cab to the place where the fireworks were, for where we parked.
And you worked at the cab company.
Yeah, so I had like a driver like come and pick us up from where we were and like chauffeur us to where the fireworks were, and then like, you know, did the whole fireworks thing, and then had him like chauffeur us back. Or we did. Let me back up a little bit because I left out a part. So when we got
so fancy aside from the car being yellow.
Yeah, well, we went to Disney to do a horse-drawn carriage ride around one of the hotels. Dang. So we did that, and then we got in the cab and took it over to the other hotel where the fireworks were best without being in the park, and watched the fireworks there. And so like I felt like a baller in some, like, it didn't cost me a ton of money, but it was like, and I had never really done that before. Usually it'd been like I actually had an ex at one point get me a Valentine's Day card with a note in it that said, "I didn't know what to get you." And that was it. That was the only Valentine's Day present. And I was like, oh.
I would laugh at that.
Yeah, no, I laughed at it afterwards.
For Valentine's Day, she got you a birthday card?
Basically, yeah. She might as well have. Did I say birthday card?
No, you said Valentine's card.
You had me second guessing myself thinking I said birthday card.
No, I was just trying to make it even less significant. Yeah. I didn't even read this card.
Yeah, pretty much.
So was that dinner less expensive than taking her to Melting Pot?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably, because it was one of those fucking, like, because everywhere on Valentine's Day is
mobbed.
Well, it's busy. It's fucking like, you only get to pick from this menu. We're serving you what we want to serve you. This is fucking take it or leave it.
Right.
Fuck, what the fuck? I'm paying you. What do you mean take it or leave it?
It is the busiest day in the restaurant industry as a whole in this country, and second is Mother's Day.
Good God. Like fuck you and your menu.
The right place to go for Valentine's Day?
Melting Pot.
No. Ashley took me one year to Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Most people going out for Valentine's Day meal are going out for the lady in the relationship.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go to Twin Peaks. Most ladies don't.
Right.
Ashley does.
Yeah, Ashley's cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, our waitress that day ended up being pregnant, so Ashley apologized to me for getting me the prego for Valentine, but I just told her that's the way my life goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
At least it wasn't mine.
Yeah, not it. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. Like this, when Jen and I first went together, it was like the most extravagant thing I've done. Like as far as like Valentine's Day goes, and I don't regret it a single bit. But I do want to say fuck you to all of those restaurants that force you to eat from a specific menu and don't let you eat from their regular menu, even though you're paying your hard-earned money to.
Right. You're on the Valentine's Day menu so they can turn and burn as quick as possible.
Pretty much. Kiss my ass.
8 things on the menu so they don't have to make all 30 like the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. And even that's where you should go, is the Cheesecake Factory.
Fuck that.
You're so fucking bougie. I love it.
So the kid Matt that I was telling you came to visit.
Okay.
We were talking about the 4 LOKO with. We actually had the conversation about wait times at restaurants because we went out to Outback this weekend. We had a bunch of gift cards from Christmas, and it was a half an hour wait.
It's too long for Outback.
I agree. And I looked at Ashley and I'm like, listen, I don't really want to wait half an hour to eat somewhere. Let's just go somewhere else. And she's like, well, I'm going to go check the bar. Anyway, we walk right in, we get a seat in the bar. But so we're talking to Matthew about wait times at restaurants, and he said, typically he wouldn't wait half an hour either. He said, but one time there was a Cheesecake Factory that had just opened, and their friend was having a going away party and wanted everyone to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
So Cheesecake Factory doesn't do call aheads and doesn't do reservations.
Nope.
So he showed up early, like 30 minutes before everyone was supposed to be there, to get their name on a reservation. 240-minute wait.
Why?
Because that's how busy they were on opening weekend.
Why do you even have a wait time that long?
No idea. He said they legitimately waited like 4 hours to sit, 3.5 to 4 hours to go in. And I was like, no.
This was a going away party?
The guy should have been gone.
Yeah. It was nice knowing you.
I mean, the guy was just, they were all young or whatever. Yeah. I can't imagine sitting somewhere for being hungry.
Yeah.
And then sitting somewhere for 3 or 4 hours to wait to eat. And Matt's one of the people that has a Disney pass that's expiring soon. And we all got into the conversation of the restaurant and then how people go to the parks. And he looked at the wait times while we were hanging out. So on Saturday or Sunday when the weather was nice at Disney, the shortest line he could find was 80 minutes on a ride.
And that's my biggest problem with going to theme parks. Because I've mentioned that I want to go ride roller coasters again because I can now. I just can't. I can't stand in line for 60 or 90 minutes waiting to get on a fucking roller coaster that's 1 minute and 30 seconds long. Well, if that.
And there's rides, Mike, that are 200 minutes.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I mean, of wait time. And no,
not gonna do it. Sorry.
And I guess one of his buddies told him, hey, you should try and do, I think it's like the Magic Kingdom Challenge where you ride every major ride in one day.
Can you do that?
Well, and when we were looking at the math, the only way you could do that is if you somehow stacked fast passes for every single ride you wanted to go on and timed it right.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's a huge pain in the ass and it's not worth it.
I'm sure there's a way to stack the fast, because I think there's sites out there that will tell you like how to stack the fast, how to do it
right
most efficiently. I don't want to put that much effort into going somewhere.
I just don't want to be around that many people and waiting that many lines.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I mean, it's bananas. He was telling us, because he's into learning all that stuff, some of the dollars and cents packages you can put together at Disney are beyond the scope of reason.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get married at Disney and have your wedding there, it's like minimum $30,000.
Absolutely.
At the beginning. And he said he was present when some people were getting married. Not that he knew them, but it was like a 6-figure wedding at Disney. And I was like, I can't, for 6 figures?
Yeah.
I mean,
some people got it. We don't understand it because we don't got it.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably the case. I mean, I know I don't got it.
Yeah.
But just the idea of spending 6 figures in a day,
that's
on something that literally you can't ever use again.
Yeah.
And chances are, like 54% of you are getting divorced.
Yeah, 54% of you aren't going to be able to remember that together.
Yeah.
In a happy way.
Not in 10 years. So like that just blows my mind. How much money would you have to be making annually to justify a $100,000 one-day expenditure?
Millions. Like the long pause was me thinking like I couldn't.
Like, how many zeros do you need to make?
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm probably like, I need to have an annual income that's like $10 or $12 million a year to even consider it.
To consider blowing $100,000
for a one-time thing. So
I wonder what that works out to.
I don't know. You're going to do the math though, and you're going to tell us.
They did the math. The subreddit that's so much fun.
Oh god.
So if you made $10 million a year, you make a little over $27,000 a day.
Yeah, I could do it then.
So
that's a week's worth of work to
4 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's not bad.
No, not at all. All right, buddy. Well, now that we're poor and mad about it, because now that we've seen the math about how poor we actually are, you ready to get out of here?
Man, already?
Yeah, we're actually we're coming up on our time limit, buddy.
Man,
I know. Shit's wild.
I didn't want it to be at the end of the episode, but I had a scenario I wanted to run by you.
Go ahead. Let's go. It's gonna have to be at the end.
I know. Or we can say goodbye and then record it. But anyway, every one of us grew up, obviously, or we wouldn't be adults. So when you watch movies, the first time you watch a movie with a sex scene in it by your, away from your parents, you're like, ooh, I'm doing something naughty. That's what, boobs or butts or whatever look like. But then the first time you happen to be, even if you're an adult, in the same room with your parents and there's a movie that you're watching and then there's a sex scene, it's awkward.
Very awkward.
Mom and dad look away or whoever, and you look away, and you both know what sex is.
I just look down at my phone. just look down. Don't even make eye contact.
It's even more awkward when it's a home movie.
Oh, no. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad this is in the end. Some son of a bitch is going to have to listen to this whole thing to be disappointed by this story.
You don't think it would be more disappointing if it was a home movie?
No, it would be. I gotta...
Watching a video with your mom and dad at your 5th birthday party, and then all of a sudden it's a bedroom scene with a handy cam.
And is it like they dubbed over, like they're recording some shit off the TV, or?
Well, you're either going to watch something that they recorded over with their sex tape,
okay,
or you're going to be watching the part that they didn't record over of their sex tape.
Oh God, that's ugh.
So it's either before your 5th birthday memory on record, or it's after.
I actually just threw up in my mouth a little bit thinking about that.
Yeah, well,
that's bad times.
Could be worse. You could be in the video.
What if you are? You don't even realize it.
Maybe.
What if it was
repressed trauma?
Well, what if it was from before? What if it was video of the night you were conceived?
Well, then you got to clap. I mean, they're clapping. Now you're clapping.
I hate you so much. You're such... All right, we're getting the fuck out of here. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Had a buddy of mine in the parking lot of a trailer parking area, like a rest stop. And he said he's already been approached by a couple dozen Girl Scouts selling cookies.
Oh man! At a rest stop?
Yeah, I told him he must mean lot lizards.
Yeah, for real.
And he's like, "Well, they're just children." I'm like, "Well, isn't that the way you like it?"
What?
Exactly.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
We'll see you guys later. Don't do anything crazy. We love you.
See ya.
Bye.